welcome. Here we are. Welcome to Sam Roberts Now, everybody. Happy Lonely Friday as we are here on the loneliest night of the week. Lonely Friday night, as only we can be. Welcome to Sam Roberts Now. I already know the question on all yours minds. Is he here? Could he be here? Maybe he's here. Maybe he's not. Let's find out. Yeah, he's here. Yep, there he is.
Ladies.
There he is.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend's here.
He's been wanting to do that for a very long time. You
have.
You gave him the opportunity tonight, and I want you all to pat yourselves on the back. You made a dream come true. That's what this feels like. You ever wonder what it would feel like to make a young Dominican boy's dream come true? You just did. Congratulations, Hot Dog.
For only 50 cents a day.
50 cents a day, which means...
Or a super chat.
Super chat. You can make your donations via super chat. Well, welcome, everybody. Welcome to the show. Hope you're all subscribed and hitting like and doing the whole thing. Of course, you know the rules of Sam Roberts Now. All super chats will get acknowledged. Thank you all for interacting with all the clips and everything we've been posting all week. But look, we were talking about it right before we went on the air. We spend the week trying to squeeze the juice out of all these berries that we pluck from the trees known as the world of content around us. And we've got a whole new plate of berries tonight. Hot Dog, it is a big time in sports. As you know, Pat McAfee and others have made massive careers for themselves talking sports. And I think that's something we should try. I think that people need to realize that here, Sam Roberts Now is a very diverse show. So we can also get involved in the sports talk.
Sports ball.
Sports ball is great. For example, I saw the greatest thing I've ever seen in the history of baseball. See, I thought the greatest thing I would ever see in the history of baseball was, of course, Jim Abbott's no-hitter, watching a one-armed man pitch a no-hitter, but something has finally beaten that, and it comes to us thanks to the Miami Marlins ball boy. The ball boy whose only duty it is to retrieve balls once they are no longer in play. Because all right, sports quiz, Hot Dog. I know this isn't your calling necessarily. Right. Sports quiz. Who handles baseballs while they're in play?
The pitcher?
Well, no, it depends on the player. No, of course not. Not just the pitcher. There's an entire field worth of players. Any of them. It is an easy question. Any of the players.
The catcher?
No, I mean if the ball goes to home plate and it goes behind home plate, then yes, the catcher. But if the ball is hit, let's say towards first base, second base.
The batter.
No, it would be one of the basemen responsible for collecting, for the retrieval of the ball as it's in play. Certainly, though, of all your guesses, not the ball boy, right?
No, not while in play. I know this.
The Miami Marlins found themselves in a position in the sixth inning on Thursday night, just last night, where they were in danger of getting absolutely blown out by the LA Dodgers, and this happened there in the top of the sixth inning.
Freddie dumps one fair,
and
just inside.
You see, it landed when it hit the ground. It was on this side of the line. You know what that makes that ball?
Still in play.
Fair ball. What if it's over on this side of the line?
That's the foul line.
That's it. That's it. Okay. All right. You are pretty good.
I mean, I'm still Dominican. I know something.
Okay. Well, this to me, this ball boy right here is the hot dog of the Marlins. Like, for some reason, he'll be around forever. But people will go, I never would have thought in a million years that that's the mistake that he would make. You can see he's already inappropriately running to grab the ball.
Yes.
Right.
I can see what's going to happen. Yep.
Okay.
The line on the right field line.
See this gentleman right here. He's like, I'm going to go ahead and gain possession of the ball because the gentleman who hit the ball, well, he hit what's known as a double. So he'll just run to 2 bases, and then we'll grab the ball. We'll go ahead and send it back
throw it to third.
Well, we'll send it back to the pitcher to let everybody know that the play has been completed, right? But the ball boy over here in his shorts, which, by the way, what do you think is going to happen when you are an organization that allows employees to show up to work in shorts? What type of performance do you think you're going to get from your employees?
It's hot.
Well, guess what? Put a roof on the stadium because it is costing you points. Watch this. Whoop.
That's awesome.
And then he jogs back to his seat. Kid's got hustle. Look, this dude's got his arms up in the air like, I rule.
What happens after that, though? Is it no?
Yeah, the employee, the commentators are going, no. So he's like, that looks like a double to me, right? That looks like a double. This dude catches it. He's like, whoop, there you go. I mean,
what happened?
By the way, you can see, had they known what they were dealing with, this is a very poorly attended baseball game. I mean, the people of Miami just decided anywhere else on a Thursday night. They said that's not the spot.
Well, that's the hard cam.
I guess so. It's hard cam because it's hard to sell tickets to that section. Yeah, see, he's loving it. So, it's interesting you should ask what happens in that scenario. He gets to, while it's recorded as a double, they allowed him to score.
I mean, sure.
If you hit a double, but then the ball goes into the crowd.
And we don't know what could have happened.
Oh no, he says. I mean, it's like, I mean, you talk about
crawling out of my skin.
You talk about how you only had one job. This guy's like, why? What did you just do? Why did you? And see, my favorite part of the whole thing is that's like, I guess, the national feed. But there was a video on Twitter. That's why this video isn't that good, because the only video I can find of it is the one that was just like somebody recorded their TV screen, which in 2023, it's like, get a capture card already. Like, what are we doing here? What type of equipment are we rocking and rolling with? But they left the camera on the ball boy on the local feed. And see, there he goes. Fair ball. Even the commentators know it immediately. That's a fair ball. And look at him. Look at him. Hustles back to his seat. See, this dude is like, the fielder here, he's got that face on him. See, the fielder here, you can see his hand on his hip. Like, the fuck did you just do? And this guy's got his back to him. Like,
is the ball boy not actually a boy?
Well, that's a good question, Hot Dog.
Is that a grown man?
I'm really glad you brought that up, because a lot of articles have actually credited him as the Miami Marlins adult ball boy, because they really wanted to make sure, because it would be forgivable, right? If this were like some 12-year-old who, like, this was his summer job, or maybe it was like maybe one of the manager's kids.
Right, and the shot was zoomed out, so this whole time I'm thinking it's like a 13-year-old or something.
A nepo baby. Maybe it was a little nepo baby.
Right. I was like, okay, what a silly mistake.
It would also forgive him for wearing shorts to his job.
Yes.
No, this gentleman has facial hair. He's got a full mustache.
Yeah, the local feed really adds a lot of context to this situation.
Yeah, look, I mean, full beard, like... This is a grown man. Like, if this guy showed up to an internship at SiriusXM, hasn't the moment kind of passed?
I mean, it's such a...
He's got tattoos. That's tattoos all over his arm, beard and everything. And I think here, he doesn't want to acknowledge it, but the way his eyes are going, because he hasn't blinked.
It's just a fucking stare right into the abyss.
Right. Like, and it really looks like an idiot because he's got a batting helmet on.
It's not batting.
I mean, I get he doesn't want to get hit with a ball, but You're a dude, a grown man in a helmet that takes a fair ball and throws it into the audience before the play's over. It's like, all things considered, it's not the best look. But no, he is not. He's a ball boy in name only. I think that's fair to say, right?
He has a paper that says "I am 8."
So he's just
look at that side eye.
Look at that. You've made that. See, that's where I was like, this is hot dog, because he's made that eye before, right? Where I believe, so here's what I believe. I believe that he was looking off at like the big screen and saw what he did. Like he figured out what he did and the reason that the game hasn't continued. Like he probably sees the umpires talking to each other like, what do we do here? We've never encountered this before. And so he kind of knows what he did, because this eye that we're seeing here that hasn't blinked, very glassy. Very, very glassy. And this is the look when hot dog does something wrong, but he's hoping nobody realizes. And then he looks at me real quick and I'm staring daggers into him and he quickly looks away, but it hasn't blinked. He's trying to figure out right now, how is this not my fault? How do I justify, blame someone else? Like he's looking around he's looking around the stadium for any possible escape plan. Well, technically, no, because I was on the other side. And he's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I just threw a fair ball back into the audience.
This is also the look that your dog gives you when it chews something up it wasn't supposed to, or misbehaves.
Where the cake is gone and your dog's got icing all over his face and he's just looking up like, I don't know what happened to the cake. I have no idea.
I mean,
that's it. Huh?
What a demeaning situation to be in. Just the adult ball boy with a helmet, even though he's not playing and he can't even get that right.
And this dude's looking at him going, you know that was a fair ball, right? What?
You know you fucked up, right?
No, shut the fuck up. No, I didn't.
No, I didn't. Maybe they won't notice.
Shut up.
Keep going. Keep playing. Keep playing.
He's like looking around. He sees this. This is the one lens. And eventually, he's gonna make eye contact with it, going, "There's a camera on me." Oh God damn it! God damn it! There he is. That was it. That was the moment. I didn't even. There it is. See, he's looking directly into the lens. He knows he's on camera. Why are they filming me still? Why are they still filming me? Tell him to cut it off.
Maybe that was a really good throw I just did.
Just keep playing. Yeah, he thinks this is rookie of the year. He's about to be discovered.
Like, whoa, what a swing.
What an arm on this kid. Oh, he's like, just take it. It looks like he has a nose piercing too, which you can't get a piercing or tattoos until you're 18. And he's got a lot of them.
He's taking a nervous sip now?
I think a spit. I think he might have a little dip. I think he might have a little dip in there. So he's like, no, man, which is even, by the way, the only thing more casual than just taking a sip of your beverage is spitting dip. Like the reason you do dip is because you got nothing better to do. So he's just like, no, I'm just spitting dip. Would a guy spit dip if he realized he just made the most catastrophic error of his entire professional life? No. So, no.
Yeah, I only had one job and I totally fucked it up.
I mean, I've
everyone
changed the entire course of this game. Tell him to get the camera off me. Stop filming me. Oh, jeez. That's not a great shot.
It's isolated. Wait, where did the other guy go? The other guy just
Well, now the guy on field, the cameraman on field is like, let me film this guy for a while. And it's just...
this idiot.
He's got his socks pulled up. This is... What? You can see him mouth. I think... I'm going to watch it again. I'm going to watch it again because it's perfect. Because this is how you would do it too. He's looked around. He's tried to figure out every conceivable excuse possible. Realize there isn't one. And then... Could you read his lips?
No.
Want me to translate?
Uh-huh.
Sitting there, right? Looking around. Everybody's booing him. And I swear, I read his lips. He goes, my bad. He said, my bad.
My bad.
My bad. Look at him.
He pulled an hard truth.
He did. My bad. So, my bad.
All right, 1 point for them. We come back.
So, okay. My bad. I'm gonna spit a little more, and then the umpires, yeah, they have their meeting again. But it's just, and by the way, I mean, look, if we're being completely fair to that dude, the Marlins lost that game to the Dodgers 10-0. Like,
I mean, that's a saving grace.
Oh my God, thank you. Yeah, that is, because that's another play right out of your book, Hot Dog. You're like, well, all I can do now is hope that everybody fails on all levels. That way, you know, we all had a rough day, huh, guys?
You know me. If I fuck up, I just wait for the next fuck up.
100%. Oh man. You're just hoping, please let the audio screw up now. Please let the audio screw up now. Like,
and everybody. I go, Sam, aren't we looking silly right now?
Oh man, this was a real team blunder, wasn't it? Well, at least we're all on the same team still, huh?
Hey, I mean, look, they can't say shit. If they go like, oh, good job, assholes. Like, well, I mean, 10-0.
We're all assholes, am I right?
Yeah.
By the way,
we all could have done our jobs a little bit better today.
And then he looks at that fielder and he goes, by the way, can you imagine being a professional baseball player and the ball boy outruns you for a ball? I'm just saying. He really did. This is an infuriating vibe. You know, I mean, I'd be furious. He's like, whatever, bro. Whatever, dude. What do you want me to tell you?
All right, picture this. All right, you have your live show. Mm-hmm. You left it to me to get the video and audio.
Right.
And then all of a sudden you look at me in the corner over there, like not even looking at the cameras and going, yeah, my bad. Right. Batteries are off.
It would honestly dead, bro. It would honestly be like if I didn't check up on you and you're like, the logo's right there on the wall. And I said, Hot Dog, why would you think that you could project a black logo onto a black wall? And you're like, it worked before. And I said there was yellow on it. And then you just sat there for a second. All right, my bad. All right. I go you got to get out of here. And you had shorts on. You're wearing because just somebody wearing shorts that just screws up and goes, my bad. I don't even know why you're pointing it out. Is just I can't.
I'm like this. Oh, I guess we don't have a logo. All right.
Where'd you get the drink? Whose drink is that?
Big deal.
Big deal.
We'll figure out the audio later.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I mean, I don't know what's going on with baseball these days because in Houston, I believe that Houston was the home team on this one. I want to say they were playing the Yankees maybe earlier this week.
The Yankees of New York.
That's right. And there was more fan interference, but this time it was the fans' fault. This was one of those cases, right, where you see the guy, he's ready to catch it. The player here, oh no, this is the Yankees. He screwed up, but the Yankees player is ready to catch it, and the fan taps the ball. He drops it, but he changes the trajectory.
He got overzealous.
Right. But as we discussed with that dude, it's all how you handle it, right? So he screwed this play up for the Astros, to my knowledge. And so they went into the stands and interviewed him.
About that play and how it developed.
So pretty much, I'm out here with my son. This is our first ever game. We just moved here to Houston literally in January. And I just wanted to make the moment special for him. As a father, I feel like it's my job to make sure that I give him the best moments.
Oh, shut up.
Genius, wow, just like that.
What a spin.
First of all, look at his vibe, right? Hand on the shoulder of the anchor man. So he's just as casual as he is. His hand is on his shoulder. He's leaning in like it's two buddies. His kid is right there. And he's like, as a father, I'm just trying to create memories. That's all. Why? Are you guys mad? No, I guess I'm not mad.
You can't relate to that? You don't want to build memories with your son?
Is that not that you wouldn't have done that for your kid? No, okay, I guess.
I apologize to the Astro organization. I didn't know it. Y'all gotta understand when it's dropping down. It
That's y'all gotta understand, which is when you start twisting it to whenever you go y'all. It's like no, it's not my fault.
This is on y'all.
It's y'all's fault. Y'all gotta understand here. Y'all don't know. Oh, okay. I didn't realize this was a y'all situation.
But it looked like that was gonna be a foul, or at the very least, how did that screw it up for the Astros.
I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I was so enamored with this gentleman that I didn't care about the rest of the play.
Okay, all right.
Directly to you. So I reached, and my body went for what I know. But
My body went for what I know.
we did have a wonderful moment.
But we did have a wonderful moment. Listen to it. Let's get it back to the kids, the children. That's what counts here.
And my body went for what I know. But we did have a wonderful moment.
Okay, so you reach
That's
out.
all that
and what
matters.
was the
That's
reaction
it.
that you heard right after the play was
The
over?
reaction was shock, disgust, happiness.
By the way, he's got his hands up like that one is not on me. Not on me, folks. He's wearing a Kansas City Royals hat.
Sabotager.
That's not even the right team.
Well, I mean, but still, I'm still stuck on the. I think he did give him a solid because either the Yankees were going to grab that and that was going to be an out, or it was going to be a foul. So technically, he kind of pushed it in the field. So they should be thanking him, no? You
Well,
follow
I mean,
me?
they already had lost 6-1. So, I mean, again, this wasn't going to be.
You got the scoreboard too.
Yeah.
Sweat, a little bit of lust, baby. You feel me? I was in there feeling kind of hurt because my fingers still shaking a little bit. The ball way heavier with the gravity. I'm not going to lie to you.
Did you know that the ball's way heavier with the gravity? I'm not going to lie to you.
This was a successful spin.
Yeah, now he's
This
like,
is how you do it.
and he's realized he's got the people on his side. Like, okay, now we're rolling. Now we're rolling.
Good.
This lady is beer.
Talk your way back.
So,
Look
truthfully,
at.
Houston loves me, and I love Houston, and they cannot stop me from supporting the Astros. So what happened?
My bad.
Houston loves me, and I love Houston, and they cannot stop me from supporting the asteroids. The Houston Asteroids.
And maybe that's their long name.
Oh,
Like the Knickerbockers.
right. What is Astros short for? Asteroids? Oh, okay. All right. And then finally, football's back, of course.
Yes. Bum 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 bum.
Right.
Now
Well,
we're gonna be struck down for copyright.
that's right. That was bad. Hopefully, it wasn't long enough for copyright. But football's back, and that means college football is back as well. Of course, it will be covered. Big turd cock. Yes, big turd cock on that. I didn't watch one moment of this. I just saw the screen grab and thought it was brilliant. Big
College
turd.
humor too.
Hey, it's perfect. Now, cock is a little bit of a stretch because you can still see the E and the A, so you can still. But there is no mistaking. That says big turd. I mean, isn't it somebody's job to go, hey guys, you gotta widen out here. You gotta spread. It looks like it says big turd right there.
Oh, getting a couple messages here. What's our stream looking like? Let's see.
Can you see it?
I see it just fine on my end and still playing live.
All right, so we're good, bro.
All right.
So then- Tell these fucking jokes to pony up some money for super chats and to pay their internet bills. You know, what am I gonna tell you?
All right, we were down for 30 seconds.
We weren't down, bro. We weren't down. We
All
weren't.
right, I believe you.
We weren't down. We weren't down. Don't
No.
ever say we were down. See, I figure if I start treating my staff and my audience like Jimmy Fallon, they're trying to Ellen Jimmy Fallon. Can you believe it?
I won't allow that.
What, the Ellening of Jimmy Fallon? Well, how did you
No.
feel about the Ellening of Ellen? It seemed like it was okay.
It seems like what she was doing was a lot more
Toxic
Yeah.
and regular too, right? Like it was happening all the time. Yeah, there was this, and part of this I think is that you're waiting when somebody really just portrays themselves as nice. You want they're not that nice. They can't be that nice. I'm gonna find
Liars. They're
I'm gonna
fakes.
I'm going to find it. And an article in Rolling Stone that talked to 2 current and 14 ex-Fallon employees called the work environment toxic. They said, Jimmy, you're not going to like this, has bad days. Which I am shocked and I am appalled.
What?
See, one of the people in the chat, and this is part of it, said that Fallon, much like Ellen, had extreme phony energy on screen the entire time, which I mean, that does, I feel like, lend to this stuff happening. When people feel like you're putting on a persona, they're like, okay, well, even if it's not a toxic thing, even if it's not anything that's that bad, you're like, I gotta tear this down. It feels too phony.
Obviously, I have no basis, and it's just me pulling stuff out of my ass.
Yeah.
But Fallon gives me the vibe of him turning it up to 11 with like his personality, and so it's a little bit phony, a little extra, not phony. Ellen gives me the vibe of someone who is maybe miserable, maybe not as happy, and then she just flips it for TV.
Well, you know, they're bringing up Jimmy's drinking a lot in this article.
Oh, that's when I got defensive.
You didn't like it that they were bringing up his drinking?
No, because they were describing his drinking habits. Oh, he, you know, every bartender has a story about him. But from what I read, he drinks and he's happy and he's joyful and all this.
But he doesn't tell the truth about it. You got to tell, like, if you're going to be that guy, be that guy. But he's running around breaking his hand in the bar going like, no, this didn't happen because I was drinking.
Right, yeah.
Like, you broke it 3 times in a row, dude. Of course that's what's happening. But regardless, it was like when the top of the article is Jimmy Fallon has good days, but he also has bad days. You're like,
Okay, so we got nothing here.
right. Is this like as scandalous as you think it is? It says one of the staffers or ex-staffers, I don't know, told a story that in 2017 he was doing a rehearsal and he had jokes written down and he had crossed out jokes, right?
Mm-hmm,
And he was in front of an audience. And then he looked down at his own list and he didn't understand why the jokes were crossed out. He had forgotten that he had crossed them out himself. And one of the
scandal.
one of the staffers was like, "Oh my God, this could be the end of the show."
What a fucking asshole.
Now
They should be fired.
I think they already are an ex-staffer, and they said some of the staffers that they talked to were fired, but others left because of mental strain. They have gone through 9 showrunners, they said, in the last 9 years. It sounds like a lot of the stuff that is really like, oh, that's super dickish, was coming from the showrunners. Like when they talk about Jimmy Fallon stuff, it's like if Jimmy's in a bad mood, everybody's on edge, and you're like,
sure. I mean,
that kind of feels like every boss, right? Like,
yeah, you can't be running around with a smile on your face and you're hopping around if the boss is pissed off about something.
yeah. Have you ever had a job where there wasn't that vibe of like, oh boy, the boss is in a bad mood today? Like that's every job. But it was when they were talking about some of the former showrunners that were like walking around, and when people would eat a lot, they said, and then the woman came up to me and was like, "Oh, you're eating a lot there. You not caring how you look these days?" It's just like that's, and you read that and you're like, that is incredibly toxic in a work environment to be like, that's a lot of food. Aren't you worried about getting super fat and ugly? You're like, well, you shouldn't say that. Did Jimmy say that? No, one of the ex showrunners said that. You're like, okay, well, maybe out of the 9 showrunners they've had, some of them have been crummy. I think there is a possibility that they don't do a great job of hiring people, but it is, I think also, it's a little confusing at this point. I think that 10 years ago, the late night shows were probably a very stressful place to run because it was like, this is the king of television. We have to stay on top. Like every night we have to knock everybody out of the park.
What's Letterman doing?
Right.
What's Jimmy Kimmel doing tonight? Ah, shoot, we can't be third and last in ratings.
But like in 2023, are you really getting stressed out over making the talk shows are at their end of their run? Like there's not.
You would think it's a chill vibe. Even
I would think it was pretty chill.
Hosts are friends.
They're literally doing a podcast together now.
Yeah,
like all the show, like Colbert, Fallon, Kimmel, and maybe Seth Meyers. I forget who the 4th one is.
Maybe because Conan has his own podcast.
Yeah, that's on Sirius.
Yeah.
But the four of them, I think Myers might be the fourth one,
Yeah.
are all getting together and doing a podcast now, and they're actually putting the money that they make on the podcast towards their staff that are out of work, which seems not that toxic.
I mean, they probably are just some people who aren't used to the slightest bit of like, it's not toxicity, just like, bad days in an office space.
Which you are. Yeah, you are hearing that more and more. It seems like you're not getting like employees. It doesn't seem like employees really put up with bad days at the office anymore, which could end up being a good thing. Like, just because all of us had to deal with it at some point coming up doesn't mean, like, there is that part of it, right? That like people who had to deal with shit work environments look at like Gen Z now, because Gen Z comes in and it's like, if the work environment is bad at all, they're like, fuck this, I'm taking the whole company down. The entire company is coming down because you told me that I had to justify why I needed more vacation time. I'm taking everybody down. What do you mean you're removing the yoga studio from my place of business? I'm taking the entire, I know this company has been here for 150 years. It's all coming crumbling to the ground if you mess with me at all. Which a lot of us who had to deal with terrible work environments are like, oh, just suck it up, just suck it up. But realistically, if Gen Z can pull this off and bosses walk around terrified of their employees just destroying the company from within for even the slightest infraction, it is going to make it so that, when my kids enter the workforce, it's going to be a breeze. It's going to be great. I
might have to look up to see if Jack Perry is a Gen Z or not. What do you mean?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. We're seeing it everywhere. Yeah, he's Gen Z. He's in his 20s, right?
Maybe what do you mean I can't use real glass?
Yeah, I'll take the whole goddamn company down. The entire company is going to come down with me. Lazy girl jobs are great. And it really is kind of amazing that an entire workforce has decided that lazy girl jobs should be the standard and they should be well paid. And if you'd like to make that not the case, that's fine. I'm going to bring the entire company to its knees. And they have the power to do so. Do you know how Jimmy Fallon responded to this report?
I do, yes.
He went on Zoom, held an all-hands meeting, and apologized to the entire staff, said, it's embarrassing, and I feel so bad. According to two people who were on the call, he said, sorry if I embarrassed you and your family and friends. I feel so bad, I can't even tell you. He went this far, called a Zoom meeting, bared his soul, apologized to everybody, put himself in a position where he took himself way off. He came all the way down from his ivory tower. And you know what happened? Rats from the meeting still tweeted about what he was saying in the meeting. Like, they were like, can you believe he had the nerve to apologize? I read one report that said, yeah, but he did it on Zoom. Couldn't he have done it in person? And you're like,
no.
You're not even at where? What's he going to call a dinner with the whole staff? The show isn't on. The writers and actors are all on strike. This
Looks
guy,
like he was slurring his words a little bit during the apology. I don't know if that was my internet connection.
That's what it could have been, but I don't know. All right, we'll publish that. All right, that sounds like something we should publish. Like,
I mean, look, I feel like if I was Jimmy Fallon, I would be super vindictive and try to find who the two rats were instead of apologizing to the entire team. I would have gone the other way.
Right. Now, how do you feel when you apologize to the entire team and there's still rats that are reporting quotes from the Zoom meeting?
And we just make it my job to find out who the rats are.
Look, ultimately, I get this whole like, oh, everyone's gone soft, everyone's gone. But there is something amusing about people in places of power terrified of their underlings. That's not an energy that I'm willing to just throw out if that's where we're going. It's almost like I'd love to see how this whole thing works out, right? Because we've had it one way forever. It's been like this, especially in show business. People in the article said that they would complain about their jobs, and that higher ups around them would be like, "You're lucky to work here. You should be grateful." And there are people with real jobs, right? Like who work in factories or just have 9-to-5 jobs. Not even factory
Using their
workers.
hands.
Not even people who use their hands. People have to sit at a desk all day and do a boring job, right? And go like, you know what? You are lucky to work at Jimmy Fallon's show. But then they're like, no, I'm not. They're lucky to have me. And if you don't agree, I'll burn this whole thing to the ground. Oh, really? Oh, the Tonight Show is... Oh, is it an established tradition? Oh, good. I'll destroy it. You don't think I can? And they know they can. They know.
But not before this work happy hour. It's 4 to 6.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what. If we make happy hour daily instead of weekly, maybe I won't destroy the company. And they go, okay, but we tape at 5:30. Well, we're going to have to push that back, and we're not doing dress rehearsal right before the show. We need our happy hour. Okay. Okay. And then the showrunner has to go to Jimmy and go, Jimmy, we have to change the schedule, and you can't do a dress rehearsal anymore. The kids want happy hour.
Like, Jimmy's like, where's happy hour?
Yeah, and then Jim, is happy hour open for anybody? Anybody can go to. And they're like, oh, what have we done? What have we done? Yeah, I mean,
what did the drinking have to do with anything? Because none of the drinking stories were that bad.
It was like they went like this. You know what they said? They said in the article, they said Jimmy would sometimes be in a bad mood, and a lot of that could have been because maybe he was hungover. And you're like, all right,
yeah, sure, that happens in every office too.
But also, he tapes at like 6 o'clock, right? 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock.
Yeah,
isn't that when those shows? You're good by then. You know what I mean? Like you're fine by then, and. I don't know. I mean, if he needs a little nightcap to take off the buzz, he needs a little nightcap.
Jimmy seems like a good guy.
How come you're not lining up with Gen Z on this? I feel like that. You know what? You're getting
because you got to be careful what house you burn down.
Established media, legacy media,
legacy. Well, not even that. It's just if you have it, if it's good enough, you don't know what shitty fucking job you have to go to next because you burn down this nice, cushy opportunity that you had just because the guy all of a sudden shows up a little hammered sometimes.
No, you're right. But guess what? I'll go to the next job. And if that one's not cushy, I'll destroy that company too.
We'll burn everything down until I find that cushy, perfect job.
For me. I'm not thinking about like from a bigger perspective, from a social justice perspective, yes, I think about the entire community and making sure that everybody is cared for in their most important ways. But in terms of making sure that there's jobs out there for everybody, no, I'll burn down every established company to make sure that the ones that are left are held hostage to be cushy. I mean, look, there's levels. It's interesting.
And there's levels to it. I mean, we've talked about it. I have a lazy girl job, and most people, a good number of people in my office acknowledge it. But then there's this one, and it's the same thing you just said right now. It's this one Gen Z fuck,
okay,
that we all talk about in the group chat, and she's just fucking snipping around and trying to get some information out. And why is this person getting paid this much? And I should get this. And when you just got here, what are you complaining about? You got a nice gig. It's shit is sweet here. Why are you digging up?
Didn't I tell you like a long time ago? Trust me, everybody sharing their salaries is going to come back and bite you in the ass.
Well, it's the Gen Z person.
Because
one person.
No, it isn't. You know what it is? Because eventually you start making more money, and then the introductory level people that you used to be when you were sharing your salaries find out about your new salary, and then the people under you get pissed. And you've reached a point where you can't bring everybody up to your level. So if they start equaling everybody out, they're going to start pulling you down. It was all fun and games for you when you were at level 1. But now you're at level 2, level 3. trying to get to level 4. And level 1 is like, but we're all the same, hot dog. We're all the same. Come back down. Let's all stay at level 2. And you're like, now you're taking money out of my pocket. I don't like this plan anymore.
There was a quick discussion of like, if there's levels, if I'm level 3, of like, we should get paid this much. And I go, and so should 1 and 2. And I go, no, let's worry about 3 first.
Right.
You know, we've been here longer.
And hot dog, do you understand that this is a tale as old as time? This is how middle management was formed. Every shithead in middle management started as an introductory level employee that was full of piss and vinegar and had all these ideas for everybody. And then they started moving up the food chain. And you don't realize it's happening. But every step up the food chain you get a little further away from where you started, right? And then you start to meet people on the inside. And you realize that the gossip that we were talking about down here was never real. And nobody down here knew what they were talking about. Because up here, that's the real. But you can't talk about what's going on up here with these people down here. And when you're doing that, which you are, that's when you have accidentally become the man. You were damn the man. You started damn the man, but you accidentally became the man. Because you know what happened? Millennials started getting into their 40s.
Like you.
And exactly. and so this whole like, because it used to be us millennials got to stick together. And then Gen Z entered the workforce because millennials started aging up. And then Gen Z was like, yeah, we all got to stick together, right? And the millennials were like, not you. Not you.
You just got here. Relax.
Right, exactly. except when you were the millennial down here, you were like, how come none of these boomers will let me in the club? Even though they weren't boomers, they were Gen Z. Right. I mean, they were Gen X. They were Gen X, but you called them boomers because you hated them. Well, guess what? There is a certain line. It goes like you name all the generations, right? Millennial, Gen Z, everything. But once you cross a certain threshold, it's just boomer. And hot dog, you're entering slowly.
Not there yet.
Not there yet, but slowly getting into boomer world.
If it means
and that's why you want that Gen Z girl to shut up, because us boomers are starting to do pretty good. Yeah, us boomers are starting to figure out how to worm our way into 6 figures. So you need to pipe down.
And you know how many people in that staff are probably like, who the fuck is snitching?
Right.
Everything's chill here. Jimmy the boss shows up drunk. It's awesome. We don't have to worry about anything.
We figured it out. Because guess what? When Jimmy's in a bad mood and he don't know who's crossing out what, nobody's checking on anyone. No. We're good. We can just sit here. I haven't done anything. I work for the Tonight Show. I haven't done anything all day. Why are you talking to Rolling Stone? Why are you doing that?
Great. Now we're going to have fun. Standards and practices is going to come down. Good job.
They said Jimmy has an erratic temperament and that the atmosphere is tense and glum. It's like, well, if you...
Glum.
Right. If you stop being like that, we wouldn't have to worry about any of this stuff.
I think it's a rat problem, not a Jimmy problem.
We'll see how it works out. I mean, a lot of boomers feel the same way as you, hot dog. That's for sure. Welcome.
Well, okay.
Welcome to Boomer World.
I'll embrace it.
You know where a lot of them are going to end up working?
What?
They'll be telemarketers.
Oh.
They'll probably end up being telemarketers because apparently I learned recently that anyone can be a telemarketer. Like, it doesn't matter. I've even seen a guy. They go like this. You want to do a background check? And they're like, no, you could start tomorrow. What are you talking about, background? No, we don't want to do a background check.
But I'm a convicted felon.
Okay.
I've been arrested 10 times.
Stop.
You don't care about that?
Read the script. Goodbye.
Oh.
So yesterday or last week, we talked about BS High. And we still have more exploring with BS High to do. There'll be an interview with one of the producers coming to the channel, I think. But this week, and this is why, and HBO Max, I feel, is doing a piss poor job of promoting docs. And they're what's it called? Interface, right? Their interface is terrible because they do
It is.
It's horrible. You can't find any of this great stuff. There's great stuff on there, but they're so bad about putting the great stuff front and center on the page. Like
Well, because there's too much. It's Discovery Plus, and then you got HBO. I opened up the app when you and Travis were talking about this, and I was expecting this to be front and center.
But
I literally had to write telemarketers.
You have to go digging. You have to go digging.
Yeah.
That's why we're here, to put you up on this stuff, because it's important. The Telemarketers is a 3-parter on HBO Max. All 3 parts are already up there, so you can binge them tonight. They're an hour each. You're going to bang through them one after the other easily. It follows this gentleman right here, Sam Lipman Stern. And it was actually produced by, did you see who produced it? The Sadfie brothers and Danny McBride produced it.
Oh, there
yeah. Nice names on this thing. But Sam Lipman Stern is this gentleman right here. And like 20-something years ago, he dropped out of high school, right? So he's like 14, I think he said, as a freshman in high school. And he dropped out. And his parents said, if you're going to drop out of high school, you need to get a job, which is a wild thing for parents to say.
You say that about college.
Yeah, or maybe at like 17, if it's real obvious that you're not even going to graduate high school. But as a freshman in high school, to be like, yeah, high school is just not for me. It's like, dude, like you are literally fresh out of middle school. This is a great.
Go get some Mickey D's then.
Well,
flip some burgers.
He tried to get a job at McDonald's. He tried to get a job at Burger King. They said he was too young. They said it's a crazy thing that you would be working full time. I don't even think it's legal. Aren't you supposed to be in school until you're 16 legally? I mean, I don't know the laws. But I do know that there was this telemarketing place that was like 14. Yeah, can you read? Yeah, read the script. And yeah, you could get a gig here. And he started filming this stuff because he worked there for a few years. Like I said, he's 14, and he's this 14-year-old in high school dropout in Jersey, where New Brunswick, of course, beautiful New Brunswick.
I had a house there. And
he's you own property in New Brunswick, do you?
I do.
Oh,
I do.
Good for you. Good for you. And he ends up working in this place where he's shocked to see that the same way they'll hire high school dropouts like nothing, convicted felons, drug addicts, it doesn't matter. Because like you get paid by the hour anyway. So if you don't show up, there's a ton of people working here just making calls. If you don't show up to work, they're not going to search for you. They just bring on the next person. And if you miss work, however many days, they'll just fire you and bring somebody else on. They're not looking for like employees that are looking for growth in the company or looking to stay there for years. They just need to, whatever. Are you here today? Good. Read the script. Keep making calls.
And they have a near unlimited pool of people that they can pull from.
Right. High school dropouts, convicted felons, and drug addicts. There's so many of them, especially in New Brunswick. So this gentleman ends up becoming great friends with this icon right here, Patrick Pespis. Young Pat Pespis, who I believe is on drugs at the beginning. He's a drug addict. Well, you
believe there's plenty of video.
Okay, there is footage of him doing injectables, I guess is what you would say, injectable drugs, and it ain't HGH. Okay, it's not performance. It's definitely not performance enhancing, but it is amazing to watch.
I don't know.
It could be to watch this guy read the script and sell people on what he's supposed to be selling them on while he's losing consciousness at his desk. People are giving him money as he's like passing out. It's amazing to watch.
Imagine if all of a sudden I'm like here on your monitor and like any single time there's an input. Yeah, it was really a good documentary.
But you have the show of a lifetime. Like you have great input on the show. Like it's like this guy Hot Dog is on fire, and you're still just nodding off as you go. Oh my God, you're basically Artie in his last years on the Stern Show. So, but it started because he had all this footage, and in the very early days of YouTube, he just used to post behind the scenes footage from this telemarketing place that he worked at. It was like it didn't make the company look great. It was Pat nodding off. It was people doing drugs. It was people putting each other in chokeholds. It was a ruckus environment. Eventually, his boss was like, "You got to stop uploading stuff on YouTube," even though it was getting 10, 12 views, nothing. He was like, "You got to stop uploading stuff on YouTube because the higher ups at the company are seeing this and it's not making us look good, and the company's building out and everything." He goes, "Okay." So what this company was doing was trying to
CDG.
What was it?
CDG, the Civic Development Group.
The Civic Development Group is they were trying to get donations to help different quote-unquote charities. And the more you looked into this, the more it was very clear. Like they were looking for police, benefactor, whatever they are, charities, the PBA and stuff like that. I don't know if that was the actual organization, so don't hold me on that. But it was those types of organizations. Some of the organizations didn't exist. Some of the organizations did exist. But point being, the money wasn't going to charity. And so the company that he was working for got busted and they shut down. So he was like, what's next? And he realized that there were all these other companies sprouting up and they weren't running into the same problems that this company was running into. And they were using different tactics, right? They were going a step further. They were representing themselves as people representing officers, or this money will go straight to the officer or whatever it was. And they had all these, you can donate on the silver level, the gold level. You can donate on this level, get a sticker for your car. That's what they were saying. Everybody loves the stickers for their cars. You got to give them a sticker for their car. They love it.
And the big one that some of the companies later on would be using is they would say 100% of your charity, what you give us, will be going to this company or, this union or whatever.
Right. And it's like, how can that possibly be profitable for their company? Well, so there was a lot of shadiness going on. And over the years, these two fell out of touch because, as it turns out, old Pat wasn't as reliable as you would think he was. He would disappear for years at a time. But eventually, as they were watching all this stuff happening, and they started talking to other people in the field, they realized that this thing went way far up the political food chain. That a lot of times that there were law enforcement and political organizations actually involved in this. That there were PACs, political action committees, actually involved in this. And so Pat Paspas, he said, instead of just like recording footage and it's just like we're doing funny stuff, we should do a documentary and we should do an investigation. Pat decided that he wanted to become this guy. This guy evolved into this icon right here. Put on a blazer, put on the shades, and started doing interviews. And this Sam realized, like, look, I don't have that much going on with my life right now. And Pat is as iconic a human being as could possibly exist. So I guess
he has energy.
You kidding me? Plus, I watched him sell. It's not a joke. Like, I mean, maybe some of his interview techniques were a bit of a joke. Like, I don't know that he was the best person to be doing the high-profile political interviews, but he ended up getting a job at another telemarketing firm while the doc was being made, so he could see it from the inside.
Undercover.
And he made that very clear. He was undercover. But you watched him sell, and he was selling. Hi, this is Pat Paspas. I'm calling to represent this benefactors organization, and I see you've donated before, but I thought it might be something that you were interested in doing in the future. Can I tell you a little about what I've got? And you're just like,
he has his voice and his charm that you can't help but gravitate towards.
No, it's contagious. I mean, He gets all the way up the food chain that he ends up talking to Blumenthal. It's like
Senator
Blumenthal out of Connecticut, who I think, realized pretty quickly he didn't want to be involved in this interview at all. And
I think he saw the outfit and he's just like, this isn't.
There was a great moment where, because he's wearing a blazer, he talks to a guy in a suit, and he assessed the interview after it happened. And he said, we kind of look like twins, both wearing the same thing. and Sam, the filmmaker, is just like, yeah, I'm so fascinated. It's almost like how Greg Sestero met Tommy Wiseau and was just so enamored by this personality that he was just like, yeah, I think I'm just going to hang with Tommy for years and just see what comes of it. Like, I don't know. I think I'm just going to see what comes of it.
There's something here.
Right. That's what this guy Sam did. And it does take that level of genius, right? Because Pat is a genius and an icon and a complete goat. But in order to get that out of him, you'd have to tell your friends and family, no, I'm just going to hang with Pat for decades to get this out of him. And look, luckily, Sam Lippman-Stern comes from the type of family that is like, okay, you could drop out of high school at 14, but only if you have a job. So maybe when he came to them and said, I think I'm just going to hang with Pat and we're going to investigate for a while, they were like, oh, okay. That sounds like a
Good
job.
for you.
Yeah,
Good for you, honey.
I can't imagine that going poorly.
I mean, this is kind of like the story of two, not idiots, oddballs. Who just stumbled into a really good documentary, because these two should not be in the business at all.
And
I'll tell you, a good documentary.
I'll tell you how you found amazing characters. Spoiler alert: the documentary really doesn't go anywhere. Here's the flaw of the Telemarketers documentary: nothing happens. Nothing.
Right, there's not a resolution.
No, in 3 episodes, there is no journey. Nothing happens. There's no feeling of completion or having done anything at all. But the people that you're interacting with are so interesting, and just the whole life around it. Even if luckily the scandal was there, because I think that's how they were able to make it into a movie. But just watching Pat walk into a PBA headquarters with a camera crew and seeing them chase him out of the building, it's the damnedest thing. And seeing this dude empowered, I love that. Seeing a guy who has nothing but a good attitude. His house sucks, but he's a positive guy. He loves his wife.
He wants to make a difference.
He wants to make a difference. He wants to do the right thing, and he's a go-getter, right? He tries to take a flight. He's very scared of planes. So from here on out, we're driving everywhere, even if it takes 12 hours. Okay, if that's what we got to do, that's what we got to do. And you're just like, yes, I wish there were more people like Pat. He rules. He's a New Jersey. If he were running for governor of New Jersey, I would buy some property along with you, hot dog. Get a residence in New Jersey to vote this guy in.
I'll disagree on one thing you said, though. You said that there's no journey. I'd say that there is a journey. The whole documentary is a journey. There's just no destination.
I mean, it's a journey in this. Well, look, would you say that Olympic track and field runners at the end of their run, have they gone on a journey?
Sure, I would argue that they have, actually.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that's just a different way of looking at it. I'm not arguing. A NASCAR driver will drive for 3 hours. Would you say that drive was a journey?
If they ended up at the same exact place, but the journey to get exactly back to where they were was a journey.
Would you say that if a dog spends an hour and a half one afternoon chasing its tail, has that dog been on a journey?
I would argue that he has.
Well, then I've got a movie for you. It's called Telemarketers. As long as the dog was the most interesting, iconic dog that New Jersey has ever seen, then yeah, I'm with you. And I'm fine with it. Like I was when it got to the end of episode 3 and I'm like scrolling going, wait, he was really talking conclusively at the end of this episode. This isn't the last episode.
Yeah.
Like there's another episode. They were like, no, those are all the episodes. I was like,
And credits.
yeah. Oh, all right.
So it's still going on, and
But you know what?
hasn't stopped.
If Sam Lippman Stern, if Pat Pespis, if anyone involved wanted to head into the Not Sam studio and talk to me about this journey, I would be endlessly fascinated to talk to them. So Hot Dog,
Oh my God, get
maybe-
Sam in studio.
you'd rather get Sam in than Pat?
Oh no, Pat. Sorry, get Pam in studio. Absolutely.
You said Pam that time. The second you said Pam.
Sam. Pam.
You said, "Oh my
Sam.
God, get Sam in studio." I said you'd rather have Sam than Pat. You said, "Oh my God, yeah, of course, Pam." All right,
Next thing. Yeah.
maybe either one.
Pam.
Maybe we'll go either one.
It's me on my little heroin thing.
If this gets back, because you know what, when I posted the video from BS High on the channel by itself, I noticed in the comments somebody was accusing me of getting things wrong in the story, which is possible. You know, I remember these docs and I just retell the story. I get things wrong all the time. But then I looked at, he was like, that's not true. We did this. That's not true. We did that. The guy who was leaving comments was the guy who originally started the school with the dude in the movie.
Oh, the other guy.
Yes,
The second dude.
The second dude who the villain in the movie was going, who? Oh, him. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
So,
Sounds familiar.
right.
Never heard of him.
When he was leaving comments on my thing, I was like, bro, if you say I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Because you rule. You're the man.
Now come on in.
Come
Come
on-
on down
Okay.
to the best Chester.
Here's who's invited to the Not Sam studio. Get into those Instagram DMs. You want to hit me up? Instagram DMs is where you go. Because sometimes I check the requests. And if it's not interesting to me, I'll pretend that I haven't checked the requests. But if it is, I'll respond. So, Patrick Pespis, Senator Blumenthal,
Okay. Shooting high.
Sam Lippman Stern, and the dude from my Instagram comments from last week. If you guys are listening, and you'd like to come into the Not Sam studio, hit me up on Instagram DMs. If I see it, I'll respond to it. We'll set it up. I'll have some crudité for you. Does that sound like it might be something that could interest you? Come on in. And if I get your phone number, I'm going to call you up. I'm going to say, Pat, this is Sam Roberts. I represent the Not Sam studio. And if you have a second, I'd like to tell you about something you might be interested in. You see, I do a show called Sam Roberts Now. Do I have your attention, Pat? And we'll see if we can go from
We
there.
have the gold super package if you like that.
I have a Not Sam sticker that I'd like to send you to stick on your car, but the only way I can get you that sticker is if you come in studio and do an interview with me. Is that something you'd like to do, Pat? I could do it.
You could.
I could.
I got faith in you. You could absolutely get Pat.
All right. All right. Well, look, every super chat gets read here on Sam Roberts Now. See, I almost B-Herb just said, I guess Hulk Hogan will be ignored. We talked about him a little bit on Jim and Sam. I should have ignored that comment because you didn't super chat it in. If you are sitting there going, Sam, you're ignoring the elephant in the room. You should be talking about fill in the blank. There's a very open avenue for you to take. Super chat.
Send us money.
Send us some money.
Money, please.
Send us some money, and you'll be like a producer for the show. By the way, anybody notice my shirt?
Is that a fall collection Not Sam wrestling shirt?
Oh, you don't have this? Oh, you don't
That-
have? Oh, you don't? Oh, you know why you don't have this? It's not available yet.
I ain't up on that.
I already have it. Monday, it goes up at notsamshirts.com. Not the shirt with the autumn logo, the whole autumn line.
Oh,
That's right.
Lordy.
Not Sam Wrestling line of merch goes up Only a 2-week pre-order. You can check it out on Monday. You go to notsamshirts.com. If you go there right now, there's a little box you can put your email address in. You can join the Notsam email list. And then anytime there's updates on this or other stuff, I can just be in constant communication with you. So do that. And yeah, let's get to these super chats. Every super chat will get acknowledged here on Sam Roberts Now. Pinky Schultz says, it's no secret Fallon has a problem with the booze. Does he have a problem or does he just have a good time?
I would argue the latter.
Okay. B-Herb76. Okay, B-Herb did send in a super chat. Okay, so now I feel better. F, marry, kill for hot dog. The pitcher, the catcher, or the ball boy?
I'm marrying the ball boy.
There's
there's a certain charm there that is just calling out to my soul. I can relate to it.
My bad.
So then,
do you know how? By the way, in a marriage of hot dog and that ball boy, do you have any idea? Like, not only would nothing ever get done, but it'd be like a negative. So little would get done that whatever the inverse is would start to happen.
Things would get done.
Yeah, I guess
somehow.
So. You go all the way in the other direction.
I guess I'm fucking the catcher and then killing the pitcher for reasons.
Oh boy.
For reasons.
Bro. You know
what?
There was a pitcher and a catcher.
Right.
You just said you wanted to kill the catcher, right?
I'm effing the catcher. Killing the pitcher.
Oh, okay. I got you. Okay.
For obvious reasons.
My dog. Okay. All right. My bad. I misheard you. Awkward loser. You're lucky to have a dad like yours. I hope you know. I didn't realize that not only was he a great guest on the show, but apparently there could be video.
Ooh, the elusive Notsam, Jim Norton and Sam Roberts video collection is expanding.
You think we should bring that to Notsam?
You can make an exclusive here.
All right, cool.
Bring it over, yeah.
All right. Maybe I will. Jordan Williams says, please replace hot dog with Mike Montone. What do we think?
That's not fair. That's not nice. There's only space for one good-looking bloke here, and the quota has been filled. That's me sucking up.
Nice. And, Dom of the Year priced himself out. B-Herb76, F, marry, kill for Sam. Okay, he sent in 2 super chats, so I'm glad I read yours now. F, marry, kill, Ellen, Jimmy Fallon, Opie. Okay, that's a tough one. I mean, I'm going to F Ellen, right? Because she's a woman, and I'm a hetero guy, right? So that makes sense, right? Jimmy Fallon and I don't think we're too far removed in age. Jimmy Fallon's probably like 50 or so now, right? So maybe there's like...
Wow, you're lumping yourself in with that?
Well, it's 10 years. It is what it is.
48.
Okay, even better. Probably have similar... Like, we grew up 8 years difference, but... we probably have cultural similarities. He's a fun guy. He likes to have a good time. He's got a lot of money. Like, we could have I think Jimmy Fallon and I could have a really fun life together. Plus, he's got great celebrity friends. Justin Timberlake would come over and hang out all the time. So I guess I guess Opie was the third.
Not San Miguel. You hear that?
That's a bummer.
Make that a picture with Sam's face and then like the quote, like the sports memes.
I mean, if you're gonna have to quote me, if you're gonna put quote marks on there, I didn't say anyway. Don't put words in my mouth.
All right, in the bottom, make it I'd fuck Ellen.
I did say that.
Yes, you did.
Poodle-rific, happy birthday, Sam. Nothing but love. Action. Yeah, I don't know why you have to take one of my... I don't screw up very often, but I guess when I do, it's on the highest of levels imaginable, and that's something that you have to remind me of.
In front of a worldwide audience. And also, I remember what you did for my 30th birthday. You put that awful photo of me up. So, F you.
Was it the topless photo?
Yes, it was.
And you've been sitting on it, huh?
Oh, wait until his 40th.
Oh, you just wait. Oh, just wait. Yeah, that's true, because you posted it at like 12:01. You were ready.
I wasn't. I gave it a little bit at 3 a.m. just to get it LA time, you know?
Oh, gotcha. That way there's no mistaking.
Yep.
PHWOFL. Hey, Not Sam, what are the chances of your dad being on the show one day? He was the best part of the show on your birthday. I don't know. Would people want him on a Sam Roberts now? I feel like he'd take. I mean, people probably would. If I was just like started a podcast with him, that's probably what I should do, honestly. Like, people are so fascinated by him.
Should do a series. You should do like a podcast series of his life and just breaking down his careers and stuff like that. And people would be interested.
I feel like they will, although I probably find out stuff I never wanted to know.
That's what you want. You delve in there. That's your only time to ask.
You'd have this moment where I went, what? Huh? Bono Zombies. Pat looks like Michael Showalter from Wet Hot American Summer now. Dead ringer. Yeah, he does.
Where is he at?
For sure. For sure he does. I see it. Like $1 million is what he looks like. This guy too. Just icons all over. We always have a theme, I feel like, for Sam Roberts now, and I never know what it is until we get here. It's icons. Just the icons.
Weekly icon.
Weekly icons. I don't know. We got 2 this week, but I feel like he is. Also, okay, I'd like to extend. If the Marlins ball boy can get to New York from Florida, also you can slide into my DMs. I would love to have you in the Not Sam studio. Static Perspective says #big turd. That's right. Big turd. Sami Zayn dropped did you hear him on Raw? He said, Dominic Mysterio, you're the biggest turd of them all.
No, I have not.
It was awesome. It was awesome. He called the Judgment Day big turds. And my wife was like, did you just call them turds? I was like, yeah, that was awesome. And then he was like, and you, Dominic, you're the biggest turd of them all. I'm like, put it on a shirt, dude. That rules.
I know you're in the middle of reading super chats, but I do love Wundar10 says, call your podcast with your dad the Breaking Dad. You just break everything down and
that's pretty smart.
Figure out what he's made of.
That's pretty smart. Poodlerific. If it's Sam's birthday, it's also Sam's Bowery King imitation's birthday too.
Let's go.
Well, I guess you could say it is my birthday. It's both of our birthdays.
Good job.
Thanks, man. Not Sam Lehman. Sam, you should have come to Payback. You missed out on a great premium live event. Not Sam Lehman is so lucky that Payback turned out to be a fire pay-per-view. It was so good. Wait till you hear this, hot dog. Not Sam Lehman, one of the great Patreons of Not Sam Wrestling. You know, they do that like super premium package now for premium live events where you can pay like a ton of money, but you get the best seats and all the perks.
I did not know that.
Oh, yeah. Like if you go on YouTube, there's like big YouTubers now that will pay like $20,000 for seats to the Royal Rumble. Like for WrestleMania, there's like $50,000 packages where it's like 2 seats and it doesn't even count airfare. It's just like, but you go and like you get to hang with The Undertaker and, you know, you get a tour of the ECW arena and you sit front row and you get to take a picture next to the ring. You do all this stuff. So Not Sam Lehman has been trying to get on that list for WrestleMania to go like, I've been saving my money. I'm gonna spend the crazy money and go to WrestleMania. So he gets an email saying premium packages are now open. And he goes, done. $5,000 he drops. Done. I'm dropping $5,000 right now. And then he pays it and he gets his receipt. And he realizes that he got so excited he didn't read. And on accident, he paid $5,000 to get Payback tickets.
No!
He got,
oh, man.
For $5,000, he got tickets to Payback and a meet and greet with Grayson Waller. So
Lehman, WrestleMania is not $5,000. You
Bro,
got to really pony up for Mania.
You don't want to know what he paid for Mania. Because then he still bought.
Oh.
Bro. $50,000 for WrestleMania.
Oh, my God.
But you know what? He's living his best life. He's having the time of his life. He'll never, as long as he doesn't go homeless, he'll never regret these purchases. And he's got hilarious stories. and a fun time. I mean, do you, man?
50 grand, they better let you book day one of WrestleMania.
All right. I mean, you're being a curmudgeon, but people would go like, how much money are you spending on a Chucky doll? As much as it takes is the answer. Because Chucky
how about just like the Andre the Giant Battle Royal? 50 grand, you get the...
That's how Colin Jost got. I mean, how much? You know how much money I've paid to get on pre-shows?
That's true.
Altogether, it's a lot. Six Crow, appreciate the contribution. I was afraid it wasn't going to come in and I would have to ban you from my YouTube channel, but I appreciate the weekly contribution. And Poodlerific said, I paid to remind you, though, I'm a mega fan. Poodlerific, I'm a mega fan of yours. This has been great. Appreciate all you guys. Don't forget to get on that mailing list, notsamshirts.com. You got 5 styluses, so you might as well use them. And I'll cheers with you later.